Do you want to learn how to make a Minecraft thumbnail? Well, look no more and watch this video. Yeah. What's cracking, boys? It's your boy Caster, and welcome to one of my first tutorial videos on this channel. Today I'm going over how to make your own thumbnail. This being a popular question I get because if you guys do not know, I actually make every single one of my own thumbnails. I do not have a thumbnail maker, never had a thumbnail maker, and never will. So anyways, a lot of people want to ask me how to make my thumbnails, and I'm like, well, that's very adorable, but I don't want to. I don't want to teach people. All right, before we continue, I actually need to tell you guys that oplegends.com is my partnered server, and I'm going to be playing on it, and I'm going to use this server to demonstrate how to make yourself a thumbnail. So if you guys do want to hop on and support me, make sure to go to store.oplegends.com, use code CASTER for a checkout, and you guys can get a free mortal rank. I'm pretty sure I typed that all in chat, but I'm probably going to just overlay the screen with a pre-roll kind of thing showing you how to do it. When starting your thumbnail, you need a good screenshot. So something I used to do is I would hop on prison servers and I would use their plots. True story. I used to hop on prison servers, turn the render distance all the way down, F1, and take a screenshot like this. This is how I used to make thumbnail screenshots because I did not have an actual thumbnail server, but for context, I do have one now, and I'm not teaching you guys how to do that because that's complicated and I'm lazy. First step to making a thumbnail is to get the right screenshot. So obviously there isn't any scenery, so I'm going to clap my hands and there's going to be scenery. This is better than nothing. Anyways, this will be my scenery here, okay? Next thing I need to do is I need to switch to a good thumbnail texture pack. Like so. I use Dylan_V2 mashup. You can see in the bottom right here. This is just a very well-rounded pack for making your thumbnails. It's got all the textures very nice. It's 32x textures. They look really good on thumbnails. So yeah. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a shot of me walking from right here to right here. And I'm going to take a screenshot. So it's going to be my character running in motion. How am I going to do that? Well, guess what? OP Legends has a /shop. I do /shop. I go PvP shop. I buy a chest plate. Then I buy then I buy leggings. Why am I showing off OP Legends? Because I know most of my viewers are not going to have their own thumbnail server, and this is probably what they're going to do. Because they have such fly and stuff on here. You can always just use your own local host, but that's just not the same. You know what I mean? All right. Next, I do options, controls. I go right here. I'm gonna change my screenshot key from F2 to right click. Okay. This may sound completely stupid, and yes, this is a thing I do. Okay. I change my right click to screenshot, and then I hold Alt on my keyboard, get myself in line. You know, like a nice moving shot. Maybe I'll look up. Okay. Hit lunar F5 and spam right click. And just like this. I'm spamming right click and left click at the same time. So my sword is swinging. You know, all you have to do is just get your screenshot. It's a pretty simple screenshot, but it's going to get the work done. I take a lot of them because obviously you need a lot of options because you can't just go with the first option. And what if the first option has a better scenery than the second option? You can just Photoshop the two together. That doesn't make sense, does it? All right, I'm going to press Windows and R on my keyboard. Boom. And then type the words app, data. Then I hit OK on my keyboard. And then I click roaming. Press dot on my keyboard to make it faster. Find the Minecraft thing. And then navigate to the screenshots folder. Scroll to the very bottom. You should see a list of your recent screenshots. Double click one of them. And then now just scroll through until you find the screenshot you want to use. Check me out, y'all. Oh, wait, where is it? There we go. This right here, you get a lot more zoom. It doesn't make sense, okay? But it's going to make sense in practice. When I go ahead and paste it in the Photoshop here, zoom in on the character, you know, because you want the character to be the main focus. So you want to make him fairly large, maybe not this big. You could just make it a little smaller like so. You pop him in the middle. And my favorite tool in all of Photoshop is so underrated, okay? Is I click right here. I click on object selection tool. So you see where the magic wand tool is. Right click it. Click object selection tool. Drag it over your character like that. And you just wait like 10 seconds. And then boom, your character is automatically outlined. There are some screw ups like right here. It did like not grab parts of it. But all you have to do is hold shift and then make it do it again. Obviously, I'm lazy, so I'm going to take a past screenshot of mine, use the effect from it, and put it onto the new one. And I'm going to give you guys access to these so you guys can all make thumbnails that look like mine. You right-click the layer right here. This is the layer with the effect on it. Right-click, click Copy Layer Style. Go over here, click on your player model here. Paste Layer Style. Now, it looks a little different because, you know, this character isn't enchanted. You know, I could give him enchanted armor. Or we can do the better way of doing it, and it's faking the enchanted armor. And there we go. It doesn't look perfect, but guess what? You can go to the Effects tab right here, go to Inner Glow, and you can mess with this and turn it up and down or whatever. Boom. There we go. This looks pretty solid, I would say. Now we zoom out. That's pretty good. Back to the base screenshot, though. There is something missing. You guys want to know what that is? That's saturation. Thumbnails normally are not this desaturated. So I'm going to add a hue saturation layer by clicking Layer, New Adjustment Layer, Hue Saturation, click OK. And I'm going to take the saturation level and chuck it up plus 35. That should create a heavy amount of saturation. Maybe it is too much. Depending on your screenshot, you can always play with it. We'll put it at about 30, you know, because I think 30 looks pretty. Next thing I do is I add a vignette. And if you don't know what a vignette is, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to make one in literally a microsecond. First off, you want to click on the shape tool. Click right here. Click down here. Drag like that, okay? Click right here. Okay, you don't really need to drag. Click again right here. Up here. Drag again. Hold Alt on your keyboard. Click this button again. Then click outside the box like so. All the way around. You can literally copy this exactly if you want. Then you click on Fill up here. And then you click on Black. Now, if you don't see the color options here, click on this. Switch it between Path and Shape. Okay, if you switch it from Path and Shape, that's how you do it. Click Fill. Now, next you want to click on here and you want to click Blur, Blur, Gaussian Blur, Rasterize. And then you want to blur it out like crazy, somewhere like this. Okay, and that is still very heavy Gaussian or heavy. That's a very heavy vignette. You can always just take these sides, move them away a little bit to lighten it up, and there we go. It adds a little bit of drama and flavor to it, but without completely harassing the thumbnail. You turn it off, on, off. Next thing I do is I add a glow from the top. People like this a lot. You go right here. You create a little shape thing. Now, if you don't want to do it like this, there is an alternate way to make it. So I'll show you guys how to do that. You guys click here on the draw tool, click white, turn your thing size up, and then just do that. Now you make sure to have it on its own layer. Click blur, Gaussian blur, and then make it crazy high. And then click, you know, the transform tool, and then boom. Now you have a little bit of a glow on the top of your thumbnail. It's looking pretty snazzy. You may even click on it already. Now, for small details, you guys can, but this is completely up to you if you guys want to. You guys will turn this size thing down and add little glow details to the player. I only do this when someone pays me to do it, okay? Then you do blur, Gaussian, then you turn the Gaussian blur somewhere like that. Then you click right here, you switch it to overlay, and there we go. It adds a little bit of a glow. I don't know if you can really tell, but the glow does look pretty. Yeah. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, thumbs up, have fun, go at it. A lot of people are going to tell me this. I've done all your tutorial and all what it says. I put it together and it still looks bad. Just get better, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. No. So to explain how to use Photoshop, it is very hard to explain. In fact, your best bet to make thumbnails and learn how to make better thumbnails is to copy someone else's thumbnail. What does that mean? It means exactly what it sounds like. YouTube.com. Yeah. The best way to make a better thumbnail is to try to recreate this thumbnail. So you see, I mean, there's a double layer saturation. This is the thumbnail that Heifu used. All you have to do is try to recreate it. So take a screenshot similar to it and just keep working on that screenshot until you can get something that closely resembles another screenshot. This is how I learned how to make thumbnails. If you guys don't believe me, let's go to my channel real fast and we'll show you visual evidence, because now I'm pretty cracked at thumbnail making. But all right, let's start by oldest. All right, here's where I slowly started getting better at thumbnails. Now, as you can tell, none of these were too great. They were okay at best. Some of these thumbnails are pretty nice, though. You know, like every now and then you get a pretty nice thumbnail. However, the more practice I got caught making thumbnails for myself, the better they got. As I scroll down, you'll start to see that they get better and better and better the more I scroll through, because the more practice I had. Now, of course, you can make your own effects, and you can always do that. That's one of the best ways to learn Photoshop, is to make your own effects. If you play around with your own effects, add effects that you think are cool, do stuff that you think would look cool, you know, it's going to look better because you're practicing, and you're going to get better altogether. Now, obviously, this isn't, you know, set. You're going to have a little more practice. You're obviously going to need practice, and that's the only way you're going to improve at this. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy my thumbnail tutorial.